Hey everybody, welcome to the Family Friday for this week. As we talked about last week, Family Fridays are going to be a short unpack recap of what we talked about this week, the verse of the week. It's going to be kind of a key point to kind of take away from that. And then third, it's going to be kind of a look ahead at what events we have coming up next week. So for this week, we talked about John 3:16. There was three kind of key points we drew out of that verse. First and foremost, that John 3:16 reminds us of our value in God's eyes. It reminds us that Jesus lived, died, and rose for us, and that God was willing to send Jesus to do that for us because he loves us, he cherishes us, and he values us so much, which kind of leads into our second point, which is that this understanding that Jesus lived, died, and rose for all of us should kind of shift the way we approach people. If I approach somebody understanding that Jesus lived, died, and rose for them, it should change the way that I treat them. Which leads into kind of the third point, which is that John 3:16 reminds us to focus on the here and now. Not on the past, not on the future, but on the here and now. Because if we get too focused on the past, we get stuck dwelling on things that have already happened. We can't change them. We can learn from them, and that's a good thing, but we can't change them. If we get so caught up on the future, get so distracted by what we have to do or where we have to be and what's going to have to look like, that we lose sight of the amazing things that God's having us do right here, right now. So God kind of calls us in John 3:16 to forgive and to move on and to learn lessons and to look ahead at the future and to keep a plan, but to not be so caught up planning every single detail that we lose sight of what we've been called to do here and now. So that's kind of John 3:16. That's kind of the key takeaways from that verse that we talked about this week. For events coming up next week after Sunday, so Sunday we have Sunday school, and then immediately after second service we've got a short, I'm going to try to keep it right at 30 minutes, NYG parent meeting. So just kind of unpacking cost, expectations, how we're going to get everything going, how we're getting there, all that kind of stuff will be laid out on Sunday. On Monday, we have Youth Hope in the evening. If that's something you're interested in, usually we try to get there around 4 o'clock, and we're in the Youth Hope Center in Moline from 4 to about 6. It's a good way to get service hours. It's a great opportunity. The kids who've come, the youth who've come have loved it. And on Wednesday, we've got confirmation youth group, usual times there. So 6 to 7 for confirmation, and then 7 to 8:30 for youth group. And then the other big thing this week is from Saturday to Sunday next week, we actually have the confirmation retreat. So I would encourage you guys to kind of, if you're still working on getting some waivers for that, goodness gracious, getting waivers for that, get those into us, and we're still working on planning that out. I do have a quick ask for you guys. Any high schoolers who happen to be here for 8 o'clock Sunday morning, that service, we still need an acolyte for that. So if you're interested in doing that, please let me know and we'll get you written down. So that's kind of the events for this week. I encourage you guys I'm looking forward to doing all this stuff with you, and I look forward to seeing you. Thanks. Bye-bye.